Hello and welcome, guys. So, today, what am I talking about? Very simple. I'm gonna take you into how these coaches generate 10K a month consistently without ads, even when they only have a small following. So, I guess there's a few things that I want to share with you in this particular example, which I'm going to touch on in a moment. So, if you're in a position where you want to be generating 10K a month consistently, I guess there's a couple of things that you need to be doing in order to make that happen. And so, what I'm going to do is take you through a few things that some of my clients have been using in order to generate that and in order to get to that next level. So, if you want to generate, 10K a month consistently, there's a few things you got to have in place. And I speak about this quite a lot. If you got any questions as I'm going through this, just drop your questions below this video as a comment and I will come to them individually and check them out. But there's a couple of things that I want to get to. I'm going to demonstrate as well and get on screen in a moment. But there's definitely a couple of things that you've got to have in place. And one of the biggest things is you've got to have support as a coach, as an online business owner, because getting to that next level isn't just, everything's going to fall into place and you're going to make it happen. And I actually, it reminds me of a conversation I was having this week. I was speaking to a lady in my DMs, and the precise thing, or the near precise thing she said to me was, you know what, Leon, everybody has the answer. They've just got to do the work. And I thought, that's true. But it's only part of the picture. And for me, this is part of the problem that I guess in terms of where a lot of people are at right now. I guess you could say, that's right. That's the truth of how things are. But we don't all actually have the answers. There's a couple of things I want to touch on. One might be you might have a vision for your business. Your vision might be you want to generate 5 figures a month, which is 10,000 a month. And I've spoke about this on previous lives. Why is that an important number? Because everybody's talking about 5 figures, 6 figures, all that kind of stuff. Just let me share with you a little insight just before we go any further. I think it was Princeton University or Stanford. I can't remember. I think it's Princeton. I was sharing this with my clients recently. Stated in a survey that they published, or some research they looked into, is that once you get to 75,000 a year, earning 75,000 a year, you're no more happier when you're earning much more than that, like $1 million. But when you earn under that, there is definitely a significant change in your happiness. So, they say, can money buy happiness? Well, I guess to, some extent, yes. The answer is yes, that it can. But the point I want to get to is that as a coach or consultant, getting to 5 figures a month, it's important because you're going to step into a place of money not being top of mind or being the thing that you, I guess, have to worry about. Where there's a lot of people who they worry about it, they think about it, and it's top of mind for them. And so in order to get to this magical 10K a month, you've got to have the right structures in place. And I'm going to share a couple of things with you in a moment, and in particular how I support my clients, my group coaching clients in particular, and help them to get to 10K a month consistently. And as I said to you, you've got to have the right structures in place. And the structures could be just your business model, the systems that you have in your business. But quite often your business is only as good as those systems actually are. Because imagine if you've got really poor systems, really crap systems, then the results are going to be poor and crap. But that's what you're going to get out the other side. So the importance is that you have systems that can produce results. And I'll give you a quick example of like poor systems. Poor systems might be when a person does social media, they do it based on what they've seen from a competitor, or they create posts or they create content based on what they've been told by somebody else that perhaps only ever learned about social media in theory. And this happens quite a lot. You can go onto places like Fiverr.com, you can go onto Upwork, you can hire practically people with no experience. They can tell you they can do, the earth and all the other things when it comes to social media. And actually, when you find out when you hire them, you get a bunch of excuses. And before you know it, you've probably hired that person for one too many months, could be like 2 to 3 months, before you find out that actually they don't really know what they're talking about. So the key thing for me is that in order to get to 10K a month, you've got to have systems that are proven. You've got to have strategies that are proven. And I see this quite a lot. You know, there's no one way for you to get to a specific result. There's more than one way, right? And so that means that there are many different options for you to be a success, especially when it comes to social media. You know, you can be an introvert, you can be an extrovert, you can be, you know, somebody who focuses on brand, you can be another person who focuses on storytelling, another person who, you know, really focuses on delivering live videos or video content, and another person who focuses on delivering text and blogs and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm getting to is that the key that I found is that you can be you. You just have to know how to speak the language of your niche. Because at the end of the day, if you want to trigger your niche to get their attention, get their interest, stoke up their desire and get them to take action with you, which is to buy from you, then you've got to understand all about them. And the best way for me to put that is you have to understand from a place of empathy with your niche. And that's how you get people to take action. So I've spoken, you know, kind of just a bit of the framework, a bit of the structure in terms of what you need to understand in order to get to 5 figures. But I want to show you how I help my clients to do that. So I'm just going to share on screen with you. And then what I'm going to do is, if I can get some, if I can get my technology to work, and I've got my iPad here, I'm going to draw a few sketches as well, just to explain what it is, I guess, that you need to have in place to really take things to the next level. So what I'm sharing with you at this point in time is, let me get to it. So this is my Facebook group with, you know, where all my clients, my group coaching clients, have access. And in particular, I've gone to the section of my Facebook group called Guides. Now, why is this important? The guide section is basically Facebook, the feature on Facebook groups where you can have online learning content for your members. So this is what I use for my clients. This is where my clients have access to all the training. And this is how I help my clients to get to 5 figures a month plus. And the way that I do it, it's very simple, guys. I have the knowledge, I have the strategies, I have everything laid out here for them. And it's so simple. I'm going to take you through. So you can see, like, I have my normal welcome module, but here's where things start to get sexy. There's 3 key modules that I have in my program. And rather than thinking about my program, it's more, these 3 modules are actually the model that I get my clients to run in their business. Them still being themselves. So they can show up as they show up. They can be themselves, you know, their personality. They don't have to actually fit Leon's mold and become Leon. No, they just follow the structure that I have in there and show up as themselves, have their own offer, which follows the structure that I give them. And so they can be them. But here's the cool thing, guys. So in order to be a success as a coach, I found that there's 3 key problems that coaches and online business owners face. Number 1, overwhelmed with marketing strategy. Number 2, not generating enough qualified leads. And number 3, low sales confidence. Those are the 3 key areas that I find coaches who are trying to get to 10K a month are challenged with. Like, they're the challenge for a lot of coaches. And unfortunately, not a lot of coaches and online business owners get beyond those 3 key areas. So what I want to show you here is what I have for my clients is I show them the key steps that you've got to take in those 3 areas. So for instance, understanding how to identify your niche. And so you can see here, the very first thing that I get my clients to do is to look at how to identify your niche. And I talk about it from a specific place of who and then what. And there's a few steps that you can see. This particular video is like a 9-minute video, but I'm going to come back to where I want to go to in a second. So let me just go back. But the point I want to get to is that with all the steps that I have in the programs that I run, I take my clients, literally, I hold them by their hand and show them exactly what they need to understand. So for instance, niche, I then have an exercise called the transformation bridge. And the transformation bridge is very simple. We look at your niche from the point of view of what are their frustrations and fears, what are their wants and aspirations, and your program, you become the bridge between the 2. But the really cool thing about the transformation bridge is that most people don't do this exercise. And all it means is that you dive deeper into what's going on with your audience. And as you can see there, we actually have the specific training video on transformation bridge. So if you've not done this exercise where you've identified these key areas of your clients, you need to actually start looking at that. There's a few other steps in what you do in order to go deep on that, but it's a really great place to go. Then what I have is something called the target exercise, and the target exercise is really cool. It just helps you to identify what are the 3 solutions to your client's 3 biggest problems, and what are the 3 actions for each of those solutions that you can then start to map out your program, i.e. your signature program, which might be your coaching program, might even be an online course if you don't want to deliver, like a coaching program, or you want to deliver a one-on-one coaching program. So then what I get my clients to do from there is take that target exercise, i.e. mapping out of their program or their course or their service, and get them to create a sales letter, aka a no-brainer irresistible offer. And so there is a structure, a template that they already have access to, and from that can create an amazing offer, which I have clients who are selling their current coaching programs, anything from like £3,000 up to, I think, just under £10,000. So what does that mean in dollars? Probably around about $4,500 up to $10,000. And so just from this sales letter, and you might be thinking, really? I'm like, yeah, really. This is what I get my clients to do. No website. That's what you're probably asking, right? No, the way that I help my clients, and this might blow your mind, especially if you're not doing things in this particular way. For the clients that I help to get to 5 figures a month, this magical 10K a month, we don't even focus on their website. What we do is use social media, and we connect with the right types of people that we identified in our niche, which is obviously one of the lessons that I help my clients through. And from there, I simply show them how to connect with the right people on places like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and simply speak to them. And if you're not speaking to them, you show up with your content to attract them in. So what I'm going to do is show you the next module in how we support our clients. So the next module that we have is something called hot qualified leads. So obviously you can guess what that's all about. It's about generating hot qualified leads. Well, that comes in twofold. In order to attract, you need to put something out there to attract people in. You may have heard it whereby, you use a hook, which is like a copywriting term. It's the same principle. It's where you produce something of value, usually education-based marketing, that attracts people in and gets people's attention, so they actually start to pay attention to what you put out on, those various social media platforms. So you can see one of the big things that we have for our clients, and I love this one, it's called the lead flow pipeline. It's very simple. I show my clients how to generate and create 90 days worth of content. And for a lot of people, they struggle to come up with one piece of content for any given day. And so what I show them by example is the different types of content they can create. I then have 15 hand-raising social media templates that they can choose from. So when it comes to social media, my clients are able to publish content, either text or videos, that gets their audience to say, hey, can you send me more information on that thing you were speaking about in your video, or the thing you mentioned in that post? I also then show them how to connect with 50 people in their niche on different social media platforms. There's no cost to this. There's only time. So, you either do it or you assign your VA, your virtual assistant, to do it for you. And then I also show them different things like creating lead magnets, so a video lead magnet, also a guide lead magnet. So it might be a Google document or a PDF. So any type of document format you want to put it in. But the cool thing about this is you're able to create content, and you're also guided, because I show my clients where to find your niche, finding people on Facebook groups, also finding them in LinkedIn groups, and then how to actually follow up with conversations, which then leads me on to the final area, the final problem that most coaches and online business owners fail with, which is confident selling. And this it makes sense, because if you think about it, if you're not quite at the 10K a month mark, you're probably not as confident when it comes to selling, because you've never really got to that level of sales. And to get to that level of sales means an increase in your confidence. And that comes about by being very clear on what it is you're selling. So really knowing your offer, which is why I give my clients a sales letter template. It's almost like a no-brainer. They don't have to think about it. It's literally copy and replace with your program, copy and replace with your types of terminology. So that way there's a clear structure. So we've got the right things in place from a copywriting point of view, so that we can psychologically get people to make a decision to want to actually do business with us, to find out more, or to join our program. And so that's what the sales letter does. The cool thing about this is we then, show our clients exactly what they need to do in order to get clients from within their DMs and chats. So we actually have a script that people use, our clients use within their DMs. And then we have a bunch of training materials on the mindset for selling, and then also a script for actually taking your sales calls. And so for me, the biggest thing, I guess, that I want to summarize this up with is that if you do want to get to 10K a month, the key is to have a solid structure or a solid program behind you so that you can take everything that's unique about you, that's unique about the vision that you want to create in your business and how you want to serve your audience, and know that that model will allow you to get to this 10K a month. If you're, currently looking for a coach, you want to turn to somebody and thinking, I'd really love to work with that person, but I'm not sure about their structure. When you're speaking to them, find out if they have these types of things in place where you can get access to the learning materials 24/7, the videos. We have scripts, we have document downloads, we have templates from Google Slides to Google Documents to Google Sheets. I give all of this to my clients so that all they have to do is fill in the blanks, replace the template material with their words, with their content, and they're away ready to start marketing. And this is what I want to share with you. So if you want to get to 10K a month, the key is to be able to, have a mentor, a coach, or a program that you can trust that generates the kind of results that you're looking for, which is this 10K a month. So for me, that is critical. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for, somebody who can create the most amazing logo. You're not looking for the most amazing website. When you get to 10K a month, that's your point where you can really start to say, you know what, I may need to think about having a logo or a website at that point. I know people right now who are doing 7 figures and they have no website and have no logo. And I know to some people that would just literally blow their mind, but it is the reality for a lot of successful online entrepreneurs and coaches. But, if you're in this situation right now and you're thinking, I really want to take that next step and you're looking for support, look, if you want my help, simply comment below this video and I will reach out to you and I'll send you some details. There's no hard sell. Literally, I'll send you some information. And if it's of interest to you, then we'll talk further. But I just want to conclude, I guess, with one final point. And hopefully this is making sense to you, whether you're watching this live, team live, or whether you're watching on the replay, team replay. Just drop that as a comment below this video. The key that I want to get to is, look, as a coach, especially an online coach, whether you're a business coach or a life coach or just an online business owner, it's challenging to take your business to that next level. It's challenging to get over fear of being judged, fear of putting yourself out there, and I guess people being critical of you for fear of what others might say. Like, those are real pressures. There's also fears of, not being pushy when it comes to sales, or fears of, am I investing my time in the right things? Yeah. What I would say to you is that in order to overcome those fears, you really have to focus on what's the vision that you have for your business and your life. And this is where a lot of business owners go wrong. They don't have it. What they have is, I hope that I can get to this particular goal. But the thing is, with a goal, it's good to have, but in order to, wake up passionate, wake up energized, and really focused on, serving your audience and making a difference to the people in this world, your clients, you got to have something that drives you. And for me, that's my vision. I wake up with certainty every day. Like, that's the thing I know I'm meant to create. And so if you're in your business right now and you don't have a vision, at the very least, you might have a goal, and that's the best place to start. But every day that you wake up, focus, just give yourself some time in the morning, every 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Like, what do you want to create? Because the more you focus on something that you visualize as a vision that is going to create change and impact to your audience, your niche, the more that you're really going to buy into what you need to do in order to overcome those fears when it comes to your marketing strategy, when it comes to generating leads, and when it comes to increasing your sales confidence. So hopefully that's made sense, guys. And, as I said, if you do have any questions about how you can get to 10K a month, there are different things you may be considering, like how much should you price your program? How should you structure your program? How much should you put into your program? How long should your program be? What kind of offer should you put together in order to sell it? What kind of lead magnets should you put together in order to attract people? Should you be doing webinars, or should you be doing guides? Should you be doing challenges? Should you be doing 3-part video series? or if you're stuck right now and you're thinking about what types of scripts should I be putting together to speak to people in my DMs or to close sales on the phone, like I said, just drop your comment below this video. I'll reach out to you. I'll send you some information, and I'm sure you'll find the answer that you're looking for. On that note, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching. If you want to be one of those 10K a month clients, those 10K a month coaches, just reach out to me if you're ready to act now. Finally, guys, if you've enjoyed this, remember, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find the YouTube channel on leonstreet.com/YouTube. And I know, especially because I've actually had a few people reach out to me and they're like, Leon, I really love the content that you put out on YouTube. And so I just want to share that with you guys. I'm just going to skip through on my PowerPoint just so you've got it on screen. So let me just skip to the last page. Here we go. 1, 13, 10, slide 10, 13. Here we are. There we go, guys. So if you are interested, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do recommend you to do it because there's lots of great content on there. There's over 200 videos on the channel, and it's free to access. Everything from marketing strategy, sales, delivery of your product, services, mindset, and all the other interesting things in between for you to be a successful human being and business owner. So on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you again. I should be back next Wednesday. Until then, take care. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye.